And we bid you a good afternoon from Jacksonville, Alabama. It is Conference USA men's basketball action on ESPN+. And there's our matchup. The homestanding Jack State Gamecocks at 4-5 in league play, getting set to play host to the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, coming in at 5-4 in conference action. And welcome inside Pete Matthews Coliseum. Mickey Shaddricks and Coach Kevin Brown with you courtside here at Bill Jones Court. And Coach Brown, we got a couple of teams that are trying to break out of the middle of that pack in Conference USA. Both are feeling pretty good about their game after the way they played recently.
This is going to be a terrific game, Mickey. Both teams are coming off big wins against the top two teams in the conference standings. WKU beat La Tech 81-76, and JSU beat Sam Houston 79-68. But they win games with different styles of play. WKU is a fast-paced team, averaging 81 points a game and leads the nation in number of possessions, 75 in a 40-minute game. And for Jacksonville State, they're an excellent defensive team, holding their opponents to just under 65 points a game.
And Coach, let's take a look at players to watch. You got two of the top three scorers in the league. First off, for WKU, Don McHenry.
Don McHenry, the leading scorer for WKU at 16 points a game. And look for the basketball to be in his hands to make plays. He's a terrific one-on-one player, also shooting 45% from the three-point line, and he's coming off a 20-point performance in their last game versus La Tech.
Meanwhile, Kiki Tandy is the leading scorer in Conference USA for Jack State.
Yes, he's an elite-level player, leading the conference in scoring at 19 points a game. Tandy had 35 points and 7 threes this season versus Florida International University. He's really good at attacking the basket, moving without the basketball, and he's an exceptional passer.
This is the second meeting this season between these two. If you look at the series, this is the 5th meeting all time. Western Kentucky has won them all, including the last meeting back on January 13th up in Bowling Green. It was a game Jack State felt pretty good about at halftime. They led by 8. Western Kentucky came back storming ahead in the second half and picking up the win in the first matchup between these two. Starting lineups have been announced. Good crowd filing into the Pete. Jack State erasing the bad taste of a 2-game West Coast trip that saw them lose 2 close conference games with a huge win Thursday night against Sam Houston, as Coach Brown said. And of course, WKU coming in with a 2-game winning streak. What's going to give today? We are underway as the Hilltoppers, top scoring team in the league, going against one of the toughest defensive teams, and that defense shows up right away. Here's Kiki Tandy, and the shot was blocked. Great hustle there by Fa.
Yeah, great block by Fa, the 6'8" junior from Senegal. He's a shot blocker.
Dante Allen, one of 2 preseason Conference USA selections, knocks down a 3 to begin the scoring. This team can really get up and down the floor, Kevin.
Yeah, they look to score in the first 7 seconds of each possession. They'll run the basketball in transition on makes and misses.
Marcellus Brigham, nice pump fake. Here is Clark in the lane. Behind the back pass to Jawan Purdue. Quincy just showing out here early today.
What a great pass by Q. And Purdue is coming off an exceptional game against Sam Houston, had 15 points, 2 of 5 from the three-point line.
And he reached in and got the steal and comes down and knocks down the three-pointer to give the Gamecocks their first lead of the game.
I like Purdue's offensive confidence, and if no one picks him up, he's showing his capability to knock down the 3 ball.
He is a 34% three-point shooter on the season. A little lob in the put in by Fa.
Fa is a really good offensive rebounder. You can see he's a shot blocker, rim protector on the defensive end, and then on the offensive end, really good at going after second chance points. JSU needs to guard their one-on-one matchup and limit the Hilltoppers to 1 low percentage shot this evening.
Purdue from the same spot missed it this time. Newman skying for the rebound. You kind of leading us into what are some of the keys for these two teams here today, Kevin, in this huge matchup?
Well, you see it right there on the defensive end. Execute, communicate on screens, rebound the basketball, limit one shot, and then defensive transition. Sprint back, talk, but also, Mickey, take good shots and value the basketball. As you see here, if JSU will score the basketball and execute in the half court, there won't be too many offensive transition opportunities for WKU.
Great start to this game for Jawan Purdue. McHenry, his mid-range jumper is good. This guy is really a dynamic player.
He's exceptional, really quick off the dribble, and he doesn't need much time to get his shot off. Against Jack State in the first game, he had 19 points, 3 of 3 from the three-point line, and the basketball will be in his hands most of the evening.
Couple of good left-handed shooters today, and McHenry and Jawan Purdue. And they have showed up here early. Quincy Clark drives, lost it. And here comes WKU.
This is what they do. Dante Allen pushes it strong in transition for the and one. We talked about the keys, Mickey. You need to stop the basketball at half court. There needs to be what we call a line of scrimmage. Take a look here. No one stopped the basketball. Purdue has to body up, square up, and stop the basketball.
Jawan wanted a push off on Dante Allen, did not get the call. Instead, he picks up the first foul of the game. So at the free throw line is Allen, a 75% free throw shooter, misses it. But the Hilltoppers with a 3-point lead here early. Jack State, great offensive showing on Thursday, Kevin. You and I did the game. They had 5 players in double figures. Kiki did his thing, but you also had Purdue, Brigham, Mason Nicholson, and Matt Mayers. Not many times this year has Jack State had 5 players in double figures.
Yeah, they shared the basketball, and as you just noted, 5 guys in double-digit scoring, and tonight, you're going to need to see more of the same. As you see, when Tandy has the basketball, he's going to get double teamed. They're going to do hard hedges to get the basketball out of his hands.
Tough fadeaway jumper. Doesn't even draw iron, and they're going to award the ball to WKU. By the way, our officials today, Kevin Mathis, Brent Dugas, and Andre Walton. And we've got an officials timeout as Kiki Tandy is ailing a bit here, and he's going to have to come out of the game.
Let's take a moment and talk about WKU's keys to the game, and first and foremost contain Kiki Tandy. Let's hope Tandy's okay, but he had 25 the first time against WKU. Also protect the paint. JSU scores 60% of their scoring inside the key, and then of course push the pace. They want to score in the 80s this afternoon.
Pass a little too high for Allen to handle off of his hands. It goes over to the Gamecocks, and Kiki Tandy is headed to the locker room, so we will keep an eye on that situation for you as Ivan Reynolds, who played great the other night for Jack State, is in the game.
He's really good as an on-ball defender, and then he makes good decisions reading the game. But if he's in the game now, he's going to have to score the basketball, especially with Tandy on the bench.
Turnover by the Gamecocks as Reynolds launched his move, but his left foot was on the out-of-bounds line, so a turnover by the Gamecocks. So McHenry picked up by none other than Ivan Reynolds, considered the best perimeter defender for Jack State. He really showed that the other night against Sam Houston.
Great defense by Purdue to deny McHenry the basketball.
And Nicholson with good anticipation getting in the passing lane. Purdue, they leave him open. He takes advantage, misses the 3 though.
You can see the adjustment for JSU. Brigham is starting his point of contact, guarding Don McHenry well before half court to limit his ability to attack the paint.
Hilltoppers are 4 for 5 from the field, off to a great start, and the little runner in the lane is good that time for Brandon Newman as he scores his first bucket today.
Uncharacteristic of JSU on the defensive end of the floor. They pride themselves in being disciplined, guarding the basketball. Brandon Newman is a streaky scorer. He had 25 points, 4 threes versus JSU the first time out. The Purdue transfer big time get for WKU in the portal.
Gamecocks turn it over again. Hilltoppers make them pay, and Coach Harper is going to call timeout as Western Kentucky is on a 6-0 run. They're 4 of their last 4. We mentioned they're off to a hot start today, and they have a 7-point lead. We will take a break and return to Pete Matthews Coliseum after this timeout. And a look at Jack State head coach Ray Harper in his 8th season as the head coach of the Gamecocks, and this is kind of a unique day for him because he's familiar with both these teams.
I think Coach Harper is one of the best coaches in America, and you're right, he was head coach at Western Kentucky for 5 years and led the Hilltoppers to back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances in 2012 and 2013. And then look at the success he's brought here to JSU. 2 NCAA tournament appearances, 2017 and 2022, not to mention 4 national championships, 2 at the Division II level at Kentucky Wesleyan and also at Oklahoma City. Ray Harper, I think, is one of the best, smartest coaches in America.
144 victories here at Jack State. By far the best coach in the D1 era. As we, on the other side of the floor, you've got the head coach for WKU, Steve Lutz.
Coach Lutz, an up-and-coming, terrific head coach in his first year, a really intense coach. He was the head coach of Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and he led Corpus Christi to the last 2 consecutive NCAA tournaments and a win in the first 4 of the NCAA tournament appearances. So Western Kentucky has a strong coach, and Steve Lutz also was an associate head coach at Purdue, where he led them to the Elite 8 and Sweet 16.
And the Hilltoppers turn it over. Gamecocks get it back. They're also getting Kiki Tandy back in the game, which is good news. We saw during the commercial break they had him in the tunnel. I think he was getting a tape job on his lower right leg, so he's right back in the game. Marcellus Brighams is out. Caleb Johnson in for the first time, and then for the Hilltoppers, Enoch Kalambe is in.
Well, so far it's been the Juwan Purdue offensive show. He's got all 6 points for JSU. Let's see if the basketball can go inside to Matt Mayers.
Tandy drives, left-handed finish, so hey, good tape job over there.
Yeah, great tape job, and Kiki Tandy, his adrenaline is pouring, but you could see he's gingerly favoring that left leg, but terrific downhill drive and the use of the left hand.
Tegan Moore, who's checked in during the timeout, misses. Tap no good there by Rodney Howard, who's also in the game. You know, Coach Brown, they've got 3 of their leading scorers come off the bench. This team is deep. Jack State is deep.
Yeah, both are deep. And we talk about contrasting styles. You can see here, Coach Harper's going to call out a set play, and they want to execute in the half court and get to the point where there's 10 seconds left in the shot clock.
Mayers makes a move against Howard. He's doubled. Johnson pulls up, doesn't get the shot off in time. Should have pulled the trigger on the 3 when he tried to put it on the floor. Ran out of time. Quincy Clark's going to come back into the game.
Absolutely. That was a good kick out by Matt Mayers, but if you're Johnson, number 0, you need to be ready to catch and shoot and have a clock in your head.
Gamecocks, 4 turnovers in the last 4.5 minutes, and that is not a good way to start the game. They're down 5 to the Hilltoppers. Howard, the big guy, 6'11". This is Kalambe, goes up, drops it in over Clark. Nice touch.
Enoch Kalambe, he can also score the basketball. An NJCAA All-American from Indian Hills. Had 30 points, Mickey, in the national title game.
Nice reverse finish by Ivan Reynolds on the baseline pass from Juwan Purdue.
Yeah, Coach Harper wants Reynolds not to lunge for steals, but it's good that he scored the basketball. Unfortunately, Enoch Kalambe back-to-back shots. JSU needs to guard the basketball.
Kalambe with an aggressive move right into the chest of Ivan Reynolds. Lead is 7 again for Western Kentucky. Tandy doesn't hesitate. Knocks down the 3 from the right corner.
Big time catch and shoot. Nothing but net for Tandy. What a competitor he is.
Mayers fronting Howard. Nice defense, but the Gamecocks throw it away. Corner 3 by Marshall is good.
That's not what JSU needs. They did a nice job on the defensive end of the floor, fronting the post, getting the steal. They do not need to push the basketball ahead carelessly, and WKU makes JSU pay. Nice extra pass to Tyrone Marshall for the 3.
Purdue has his shot blocked, got it back and put it in. Nice effort there by Jawan Purdue. Again, a great start for Purdue here tonight. McKendry pulls up, shoots the 3, left it short. Purdue couldn't control the rebound. It's tapped out, and the Hilltoppers have it. And we're going to have a blocking foul called against, I think, Kiki Tandy. That'll take us to our next media timeout at the 11-minute mark. WKU with a 5-point lead over Jack State. You're watching Conference USA men's basketball on ESPN+. And we're back inside Pete Matthews Coliseum. 11 minutes to go here in this first half of action. Western Kentucky with a 5-point lead over Jack State. Gamecocks getting a good start to this one from Jawan Purdue. Purdue had 15 on Thursday against Sam Houston. He's got 8 to lead the Gamecocks. Dante Allen is off to a good start with 5 points as the Hilltoppers have knocked down a couple of threes.
Both teams are shooting the ball extremely well, and I imagine in that timeout, Coach Harper is stressing the importance of taking care of the basketball. 5 turnovers already for JSU. Take a look at the replay. Kiki Tandy, nothing but net, knockdown 3-point shooter.
Hilltoppers with 3 points off of those JSU turnovers, which is a big part of the difference in the 5-point difference in the game. We've got a foul inside. That's Marcellus Brigham picking up his first foul.
Brigham had 12 points the first time against WKU, and he's also coming off a great game against Sam Houston. 14 points, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line.
Howard works against Mayers, goes up with the left hand and puts it in. He has a tough cover that deep at 6'11".
Yeah, Rod Howard, the Georgia Tech transfer, he's a low down low, and when he establishes great low post position, he's good using both his left and right hand. I'd like to see perimeter players go down and help Matt Mayers when Howard gets it so deep.
Mayers, good look at the basket from about 12 feet. Couldn't get it to stay down. And Clark picks the pocket of Balambe, and Clark will finish at the other end. Heads up defense there by Quincy.
Yeah, quick hands by Quincy Clark. I like that he's coming in with energy on the defensive end of the floor.
Marshall guarded by Brigham. Great matchup there. Inside to Howard, and they're going to get Mayers for the reach in on the entry pass.
Take a look. Picks his pocket. Nice finish by Clark. Defensively, Mickey, you see that Howard is establishing low post position. So again, I'd like to see Mayers, they see right off here now, you see Nicholson is back in the game. Mason Nicholson needs to be physical, tough, and strong against Howard.
So they're walking Kiki Tandy down to the other end, looks like to shoot a free throw.
Take a look here in the post. It looks like a technical foul is called by Rodney Howard for talking to Matt Mayers.
2 shots. We just got confirmation from the officials. So Kiki Tandy, an excellent free throw shooter at 88%, with a chance to pull the Gamecocks to within 3 if he can make these. Leading scorer in Conference USA, had 19 on Thursday. He has been the leading scorer pretty much the whole season. And then the third leading scorer in the league, McKendry, wearing a Hilltopper uniform. Got both these guys on the floor at the same time today. And this game is off to a intense start here as WKU with a 3-point lead. They'll inbound now after the free throws by Kiki. Allen shoots a contested 3 from the corner. No good. Good defense there by Clark.
Excellent defense. All 5 guys in a stance, contesting and then blocking out.
Marcellus drives, left-handed hook shot. Nicholson with the rebound and muscles it in and draws the foul. That is a big-time play there by the big fella.
Nicholson has become a fan favorite here at the Bill Jones court. Look at his relentless power. Look below down there. He will dunk with the best of them, and he's coming off a magnificent game against Sam Houston. He had a double-double, 10 and 10 and 2 blocks. I love his enthusiasm, his energy. He really brings this home court advantage to life.
He's playing so well. You know, the starting 5 for Jack State most of the season was Lank Burney. He got hurt 3 games ago. He was available Thursday, but Coach Harper said after the game, the way Mason's playing, the way Mayers is playing, we gave Lank another night off to continue to heal that knee. Burney is available today, but so far it's been Mason Nicholson and Matt Mayers. McKendry drives. Great defense by Nicholson. Tandy misses the 3. Great box out there by Marshall against Brigham.
Great basketball by both teams, playing great team defense and getting good shots.
Mason Nicholson again. I don't know, Coach, if he blocked that, but he certainly affected it.
He went high in the sky to contest that shot, and that's exactly what brings his value to the court. A shot blocker, a relentless rebounder, and then he's really good establishing low post, good with the jump hook, and then he can also face up and knock down the mid-range shot.
And here's a blocking foul as Babacar Fa steps out on the switch on Tandy and fouls him.
One of the keys for Coach Harper and JSU offensively, Mickey, was to screen. And you're seeing that right here. They did multiple screening. Nicholson with the ball screen, and what that does is Kiki Tandy then drives it hard and gets double teams, and he's such a good passer, he'll find the open man.
Clark hesitates. Turnaround jumper close to the basket, no good. Brigham missed the follow. Great effort there by Brigham. Tough break for the Gamecocks. Here comes the Hilltoppers. This is Allen, lost it. Fa missed it. Still loose. Nicholson taps it out. And Jack State's going to have it. At the other end, it's Ivan Reynolds with the slam.
But you need to stop the basketball. Look how fast McHenry is. Nice anticipation by Clark. 2-on-1.
Quincy tried the little alley-oop to Brigham, and Brigham couldn't keep it in bounds.
That's okay, Mickey. You're seeing great action. The flush by Reynolds. Timeout. Jack State with the lead, up 1. We've got a great game here. Stay with us.
And an 8-0 run by Jack State, electrifying the crowd inside Pete Matthews here. And they've recaptured the lead, Kevin, by a point.
JSU is competing, exceptional competitive spirit, and it's because of their tough defense, which results in early runouts. And I love Quincy Clark's defensive tenacity on the basketball, and he's starting that, and it's been contagious. And how about Mason Nicholson's ability to make a difference at the rim?
Full court pressure by the Gamecocks out of the timeout. McKendry, boy, he's been quiet so far. Still a long way to go. Only 2 points. He's only put up a couple of shots so far. He handles now on the right wing, guarded by Clark. They get it down low to Fa. Lank Burney, by the way, is in the game for the first time in 4 games. Offensive rebound, missed 3 here by Allen, and the Gamecocks come up with a stop. Clark tried to get it to Brigham, and another turnover by the Gamecocks. That's 6 so far. Strong drive, tough leaner there by Allen, no good.
And I love Brigham. He just goes up and gets the basketball. And that's all about effort and intensity. Good decision by JSU to slow it down and get a high percentage shot. They're doing an exceptional job of screening for their teammate to get open.
Burney triple teamed and was looking for Brigham in the corner. Brigham had vacated the corner.
Yeah, I understand Burney's looking to make the skip pass, but you have to see your teammate is making a hard cut. And to your point, Mickey, that's 6 turnovers, and that's called not valuing the basketball and empty possessions. It's critical to get a shot each and every time down.
Quincy Clark leaves the game. Ivan Reynolds is back in. What a performance he's had in this 2-game homestand so far. This is foul.
Great switch by Kiki Tandy to stop the downhill drive by Tyrone Marshall.
McKendry drives, goes up, got it to fall somehow.
McHenry is too good off the dribble. No reason to go for a steal, just play solid, straight up defense.
First basket for the Hilltoppers in the last 4 minutes of this first half. Roberts guarded tightly by Marshall. Johnson, turnaround jumper is good.
Great extra pass by Travis Roberts, and then Johnson under control, good footwork to reverse pivot, nothing but net. Soft touch for Caleb Johnson.
His first basket of the game off the bench for Jack State. McHenry shoots over Reynolds, no good. Fobb battling Burney. Burney comes away with it somehow. Burney wearing the big knee brace on the left knee. Getting his first minutes again in 4 games. Here's Johnson, makes a move. Couldn't get the roll.
Too bad. Excellent shot for Johnson, and I liked his aggressiveness to drive it hard, jump stop in the paint.
Hilltoppers try to recapture the lead. Fobb backs Burney down, goes up with a left hand, no good. Battle around, and Travis Roberts collects it on the baseline. Here comes Jack State. Coach Harper wants his team to push it. Reynolds gives it up to Johnson. Under 5 minutes to play in a fast-moving first half. And they're going to get a travel here on Caleb Johnson.
That time, Johnson did a little too much there, over-dribbled the basketball. Just swing the ball back to the top and get it moving from side to side, and then you can attack that on that third decision of moving it from side to side.
Mayers comes back in the game. Lank Burney goes out after the short stint on the floor. You know, Coach, there's no easy way to work a guy like Lank Burney back in, you know, playing shape. Just got to get him out there and get him some time on the floor.
Yeah, he'll go in and out. He'll get his conditioning back. And that's okay to give your team 2 or 3 quality minutes.
Lank Burney, a very good scorer down low. He averages about 6 points a game. So Gamecocks have missed his presence the last few games.
Yeah, Burney's had some big games, 13 versus Tarleton State and 11 rebounds versus Little Rock. So look for him, as you said, to get his win back and get back into this game.
A 1-point lead by the Gamecocks. Roberts has his shot blocked by Marshall, and it's off of Roberts, out of bounds. It'll go over to the Hilltoppers.
Tyrone Marshall out of Colby Community College. He does all the dirty work. He can block shots and rebound, as he just showed in that last possession.
Timeout on the floor. Back to the Pete in just a moment. And back inside Pete Matthews Coliseum, Mickey Shadricks and Coach Kevin Brown with you as we're about 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this first half, and it's been a good one. Jack State with a 1-point lead as we get set to resume play.
Well, I'm impressed with the play of both teams, but Mickey, I love the band, the cheerleaders. Also one of the best environments of college basketball. I think they were playing a little bit of Michael Jackson in that last timeout. That or Stevie Wonder, but really, really good.
Can't go wrong with either one.
That's right.
Coach, we've had 7 lead changes in this game.
Yeah, both teams are locked in, playing extremely hard on the defensive end of the floor, 25-24. The pace definitely helps with JSU's game plan.
Allen missed the 3. Howard with the offensive rebound. It rolled in and out, and the Gamecocks able to collect it. Matt Mayers. A tough break there for the Hilltoppers as they could not score. Kiki Tandy getting a breather. Mason Nicholson as well, but Nicholson just got off the bench, and he will check back in the game. Clark makes his move in the lane, goes up, acrobatic shot, missed it, and Newman's got it.
Great kick ahead to Newman, and the finish by Tyrone Marshall. Mickey, that's what they do. They look to push with the basketball, they advance with the pass, and they run the floor extremely well.
And Coach Harper's going to get Kiki Tandy right back in the game. Reynolds drives and got it to fall, not known for his offense, but that was a great drive there by Ivan Reynolds.
If you give Reynolds the left, and he's a strong driver left, and he can finish at the rim, and he needs to do that to keep JSU in this basketball game.
Nice defense by Reynolds. He came up with a steal, gets it ahead to Travis Roberts. No whistle there. Newman saves it back in. It's loose on the floor. And we're going to have, well, it's going to be Hilltopper basketball. Somehow they come out of there with it. This is Allen. And we've got Marshall in the back court. The official sees him hurting and stops play. I don't know how Jack State didn't come up with that loose ball. Great hustle there by WKU. There you see Marshall in some pain. And he will take a seat on the bench, and Colombe will take his spot.
Well, Tyrone Marshall is a competitor. He was a finalist for Tennessee Mr. Basketball out of high school. They put Dante Allen back in the game, and he was Mr. Kentucky Basketball in 2019. So WKU has done a nice job recruiting high-level basketball players.
This is Colombe, drives, goes up, tough shot, no good, taps it out of bounds, and it'll be Jack State basketball. Western Kentucky at one point in this first half was shooting 88% from the floor. Now both teams are shooting an identical 44.4. That's how close this game is. They double Tandy, they get the ball out of his hands. Here's Johnson.
Nice screening by Nicholson to free up Reynolds, and good two-man game. Look out below, the big man flushing it again.
And he did that over 6'11" Rodney Howard, who tries to return the favor with a little hook shot. Left it short. Kiki Tandy with a rebound.
I love the big man. He screens, and that's one way to free up your own shot, is when you're a screener multiple times, you'll find yourself open, and that's just what JSU did. And take a look at the replay, the extra pass, and the flush by Nicholson. That's one reason why JSU has such a high shooting percentage.
Coach Lutz clearly disagrees with that call. Jack State, as we are under a minute to play here in the first half, with a 3-point lead, looking to add to that. Here is Kiki Tandy. Kicks it over to Johnson. Shoots the three. Misses. Mason Nicholson is fouled by Rodney Howard. And again, is Mason Nicholson seems to be everywhere when he's on the floor.
Yeah, he's just got magnificent anticipation skills, and he's got great footwork to get inside position for second chance points. I like to see that Caleb Johnson that last possession understood the clock and was ready to catch and shoot.
Gamecocks will inbound with 20 to shoot. 41.8 to go here in the first half. Tandy shoots on the inbound, misses, and Allen kind of tapped it to himself as they get it to Edlin. And a timeout here by Coach Lutz with 33.4 to go. He's going to get McKendry off the bench and into the game now. So there is about a 7.4 second difference in shot clock and game clock.
Coach Ray Harper is a man-to-man primarily the whole game, but look after this timeout, Mickey, to see a change of defense. I think that Coach Harper is going to go into a 2-3 matchup or a 1-3-1 matchup zone just to get Western Kentucky out of rhythm, because I think that Coach Lutz here is drawing up a play to get Don McHenry an open shot.
There you see Marshall. He's still hurting on the bench. Not sure if it's an arm issue, but he appears to be in a lot of pain there. They may go ahead and get him to the locker room here with only 33 seconds to go before the half. Coach Harper has brought Tyree Patterson, the freshman guard, in for defense here. Mason Nicholson will go to the bench, and Link Burney is back in. McKendry's got it, guarded by Ivan Reynolds. That's good against good, isn't it?
Nice hedge out by Andre Burney. Look at that. Double team, almost a backcourt.
They try to get it into Fa. Nice job by Johnson knocking it out of bounds with 8 to shoot. Good defense there by the Gamecocks.
JSU preventing the ball handler on those pick and rolls to turn and go downhill. Excellent defense, something they worked on in the shoot around this afternoon. They call it the point of contact. Stop the dribbler, double team, and make the dribbler retreat.
Coach Harper shuffling some guys in and out. This is Newman. Good pump fake. Got 2 Gamecocks in the air and knocked a shot down.
8 seconds left. Kiki Candy has to make a play.
Candy drives. Tough shot. No good. Burney couldn't tap it in, and we are now at halftime. It is a 1-point lead for Jack State, as we have had a number of lead changes in this game. Gamecocks have led by as much as 3, and they lead by a point here at halftime. We will take a break and continue with live coverage of Conference USA men's basketball action from Jacksonville, Alabama. And back inside Pete Matthews Coliseum. We're just a couple of moments away from getting the second half underway. Before we do, a little bit of unfinished business. Let's take a look at upcoming schedules for both teams, and we're going to put an eye on these conference standings where we stand as of today. First off, for WKU, back home for them after they leave Jacksonville today, Coach.
Every game is tough in Conference USA, but I'm sure WKU is happy to have their next 2 games at home. UTEP and New Mexico State, very tough opponents, so good that there's home cooking for WKU.
Meanwhile, for Jack State, after today, they will hit the road and travel to take on La Tech, a team that they've already lost to here inside Pete Matthews Coliseum. Then they will get 3 of the last 4 here at home inside the Pete.
Yeah, when you've got your home games, you have to take advantage of that and protect your home court. And for JSU, that means, of course, take care of business this evening against WKU.
A Hey, look at the conference standings, and mentioned at the top of our broadcast, these are two teams trying to break out of the middle of the pack. You can see WKU sitting at 4th, Jack State at 6th. A lot can happen, though, in the last few weeks of this season.
Yeah, there's a traffic jam in Conference USA. Each game really matters. It's too early to determine the winner, and you just got to take care of business day by day. A lot can happen from game to game.
WKU's win over La Tech last week really shook things up at the top of the standings. By the way, a key game tonight, La Tech and Liberty. They will tip off at 7 o'clock. That game will be on ESPNU, so that will be interesting to watch this evening. We are underway, second half action. Gamecocks with the ball. Inside to Nicholson, could not control the pass there from Kiki Tandy. Gamecocks start the second half with a turnover. McKendry with the ball. He was held to just 4 points in that first half. This is long three-point shot attempt by Newman is no good.
That's called one and done. If you contest with high hands and secure the rebound, you're doing your job on the defensive end of the floor.
Newman has drawn the assignment of guarding Kiki Tandy most of this game. He's done a very good job defending. Inside, Nicholson with a nice cut there and a look by Clark.
And the reason Nicholson was so open was that great back screen by Kiki Tandy. Both Hilltoppers ran out thinking that Kiki would get the basketball. Great read by Nicholson to slip the screen.
And Newman denied inside. Here's Jawan Purdue. Hits it over to Clark. Spin move. Tried to get it to Brigham, but Marshall with a steal.
Stop the basketball. There's McHenry in the open floor. Really good going left. Fortunate that he missed the bunny. Coach Harper instructing his team to take care of the basketball. Too many turnovers for JSU to start this basketball game.
You know, Coach Marshall's back in there, but he's still grimacing. But he is gutting it out and is back on the floor to begin the second half. Here is Quincy Clark. Brigham, nice pump fake, contact, no whistle, put the shot away, and it's an air ball. McKendry drives. There's Nicholson with the block, but they're going to count it and call goaltending. So credit the basket to McHenry.
And that's what McHenry does in the open floor. He's really good driving right and using the left hand for a floater. Take a look here. Good effort by Nicholson, but a good call by the officials. Definitely was a goaltending play.
Looks as though McHenry's trying to be a little more aggressive here to begin the second half, at least assert himself on the offensive end. Tandy found some space to shoot the three, left it short, foul with the rebound. 1 point lead for the Gamecocks. Here are the Hilltoppers looking to retake the lead. Allen, long three is off the back of the rim, and Tandy able to chase down the loose rebound.
Great pursuit of the basketball by Kiki Tandy. He, at times, Mickey, he doesn't seem right. Just seeing him favor his leg, I hope he's okay. I know he's a competitor. He was taped after the first few minutes of the first half. I sure hope he's okay.
Played almost 16 minutes of that first half, did Kiki Tandy. Look at the move there. Couldn't get the shot to stay down. Foul with a rebound. Newman cut off by Purdue. Allen dribbles out of the paint. Got a mismatch down low. Foul guarded by Tandy. They couldn't get him the ball. McHenry takes a tough three over Purdue, and it rattles home.
To your point, Mickey, he's taken more of a philosophical approach to, I will take over and I'll look for my own shot. Great step back for McHenry. He can shoot the basketball. He had 21 versus Sam Houston, but 5 threes in that game.
He's a 40% shooter from three and hits his first three of the game there to give the Hilltoppers the lead. Kiki Tandy misses the three, and Marshall skies high for the rebound. Here comes McHenry. He drives, misses the shot, but continues to stay aggressive on the offensive end. Marshall all over Clark. Purdue lobs it into Mayers. Goes up, scores.
Excellent hands for Mayers. I'd like to see Purdue in that high-low action give a little more crisp to his overhead pass. But good recovery by Mayers.
McHenry comes off the screen, floats it in, and again, just being very aggressive. They are making a concerted effort to get him involved.
He's hard to guard, reads screens well. McHenry that time curled the screen because defensively JSU was chasing him. Again, I'd like to see someone at the midline in the hole to help bump and protect the basket and communicate and help on McHenry.
Purdue missed the three. Mayers goes up, couldn't get it to fall. Good defense by Faw. By the way, McHenry only had 4 points at halftime. He's got 7 here so far in the second half, looking for more. Misses the shot, but does draw the foul. And that'll take us to our first media timeout. Already almost 5 minutes into this second half, and the Hilltoppers are going to have free throws when we come back to Pete Matthews. .15:01 to play in this one. It has been tight from the get-go, and it remains that way. 5 minutes into the second half, the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky, thanks to the play of this young man, Coach, they have retaken the lead.
To take a look at Don McHenry, he's got a little Luka Doncic in him from the NBA with that Euro step. You see he's really good at getting in the lane, the use of the floater and the step back three. He's a very capable scorer, had 30 points this year versus Wright State. And in high school, he led the state of Wisconsin in scoring, averaged 38 points a game, even had a career high of 55. So nothing new. Don McHenry can score the basketball.
McHenry has all 7 of the Hilltoppers' points here in the second half, and there's the goaltending call against Mason Nicholson.
Yeah, McHenry, he's a 3-level scorer. You can see, again, the floater going right. And if you're guarding McHenry, you have to pick him up at half court.
They reviewed it, and the call stands. So I thought we were going to have free throws, but the foul on the floor, so the Hilltoppers will inbound as we resume play. McHenry bounces it into Howard, who checks in after the timeout, as does Ivan Reynolds and Caleb Johnson for Jack State.
Great one-on-one matchup. Nicholson wins that battle.
That's 2 big guys going at each other when those two are squared off against each other. Purdue doubled, kicks it over to Johnson, puts it on the floor. His one-handed runner is good.
Great team basketball. Purdue with the retreat dribble when he gets double teamed, and then nice reversal pass, and Johnson ready to make a play when he catches the ball. 2-bounce floater for Johnson. I like Johnson's aggressive offensive game this afternoon.
Here are the 2 big fellas again. Left-handed shot. Mason Nicholson has won both those matchups in consecutive trips down the floor.
I like that Nicholson stayed his ground and guarded the basketball vertically, hands up, walled up, and did not go for those up fakes.
Caleb Johnson drives and goes all the way in and lays it up. Precision move there by Johnson. Nice hands by Reynolds, and a foul called as he knocked it loose from McHenry, and Coach Harper cannot believe it.
Take a look here. The nice drive by Caleb Johnson, strong right-handed drive to the basket. He's provided much needed offensive production this afternoon, as has Reynolds. You see Reynolds guarding the basketball on Henry.
And McHenry misses this, and Mason Nicholson with the rebound. Here comes Johnson. They lay off of Caleb. Here is Reynolds. Purdue, wide open three, misses. Nicholson tapped it out to Clark, but they're going to say he went over the back of Howard.
It's a good call. Nicholson did his best to jump and prevent that contact, but again, good call by the officials. Too bad Purdue, who's had a great job recently, 4 threes the other night against Sam Houston all alone. Would have loved to have seen Purdue knock down that open 3 ball.
Purdue almost coming up with a steal on the inbounds. What an effort there by the 5th-year player out of Sumter, South Carolina. We got substitutions here for WKU. Tegan Moore comes into the game. Allen goes out. Full court pressure by the Gamecocks. 2-point lead for Jack State. McHenry gets by Reynolds. Look how aggressive he is, and he misses the roll here, and Jack State pushes.
Nice pass by Johnson to find the open man in the middle. We've been talking about Lakers Showtime in the 80s with each other, and that's an example of Showtime basketball. 3-on-2 fast break, get the ball back into the middle. Good job by JSU. Under control in their offensive transition.
This is a very physical game, and Coach, you got 2 teams with there's athletes at every position. This has been a very, very intense basketball game here this afternoon. Ivan Reynolds at the free throw line, his first trip there today. Knocks it down. Babacar Fa will come into the game. Howard will exit. And another point about the physicality of the game and the athletes on the floor today. I think this has been a very well officiated game so far here by our crew. There were only 8 fouls called in that first half, one technical on top of that. They let them play. Nicholson with another block. Tandy pulls up, shoots a 3, misses it short. Fa with a rebound. Well, the lid would have came off this place had he made that.
How about the rim protection by Nicholson?
And how about McHenry getting that over the extended hand of Mason Nicholson?
Yeah, he's really good in the open floor, the use of the floaters.
McHenry now with 9 points here in the second half. All of the Hilltoppers' points by number 2. Tandy misses again. WKU limiting Jack State to 1 shot on that trip. Balambe runs into Johnson, no whistle. 3-point shot is off the back of the rim by Moore. Offensive rebound, McHenry shoots a 3 and hits it.
You're seeing the offensive firepower for WKU, and it starts with Don McHenry, 3rd leading scorer in the conference. I'd like to see Kiki Tandy get a hoop here. He settled for 3-point plays here. Nice bank shot the old-fashioned way.
You mentioned it. He was determined to get some points. Oh, wide open in the corner is Moore. Missed it. Fa with a rebound, and he's going to draw the foul inside. I think they're going to get this on Purdue, and that is who they will call the foul on. That'll take us to our under 12 media break. 11:23 to go. We are tied at 40. Jack State and WKU here on ESPN+. Don McHenry has outscored Jack State in the first 8 minutes and a half of this second half, 12-11. He has taken over the game offensively. As we resume play, it's free throws for Babacar Fa, who is a 62% free throw shooter on the season. First trip to the line today.
To your point, McHenry is showing that he can score the basketball in a hurry. And on the flip side for JSU, Mickey, they're 1 for 13 from the 3-point line. So I'd like to see more execution in the half court of getting downhill and paint touches, mid-range shots, and attacking the basket, and also getting to the free throw line.
By the way, Jawan Purdue, the first player to reach 3 fouls in the game. And he is out. Marcellus Brigham Jr. is in for him. McHenry is getting a break after his excellent start to the second half. See if the Gamecocks can get Kiki going. Only 3 of 13 from the floor for Kiki Tandy. Mayers finds a wide open Johnson and has the shot blocked. Great closing defense there by Newman.
Yeah, great recovery by Newman to save a basket. Extra pass to Tegan Moore, and that's what he does, is shoot the basketball. Tegan Moore from Owen County High School in the state of Kentucky, a 3,000-point scorer, averaged 32 a game in high school.
And he picked a good spot to knock down his first shot of the game. As Western Kentucky, who's led by as many as 7, they lead by 5. Offensive foul called here against Johnson.
Take a look. Caleb Johnson, I think he did give a little hip check. When you screen, you have to have both feet planted.
Edlin controls up top. Newman thought about the 3. Quincy Clark right there with him.
Great defense by JSU, but you need to finish the possession and get a stop, and that's a stop by Matt Mayers.
That's a finish. Block shot by Mayers. Gamecocks needed a stop in the worst way there. Here's Tandy on the baseline, goes up, tough reverse shot attempt, no good. Mayers gets the offensive rebound and draws the foul. That's excellent work there by Mayers.
That's what we call competing by Mayers. Multiple efforts at the rim. He's done an extremely great job as a force underneath. Good drive by Kiki Tandy. He used the rim to his advantage, and it spun out. I like that JSU is not relying on outside shots. Back-to-back possessions on the offensive end of the floor, attacking the rim.
Mayers with 4 rebounds in the game. That was a big one there. He's at the line. Hits the first. He's a 62% shooter, and we're going to have 3 new players come in the game for Coach Lutz. You're going to get Howard back in, Allen is in, and so is McHenry.
Had a nice time chatting with Matt Mayer's mom and dad, who made the trip to watch their son. They're from New York. They had nothing but great things to say about Jacksonville, Alabama, and Matt Mayer's experience playing basketball and as a student athlete here at JSU. And I'm actually really impressed with JSU's, the facilities, the growth of the university. 10,000 students, so you get a great education, great attention, one-on-one skills, as you see there with Henry. I was going to say one-on-one academic support here at JSU as well.
And a great putback there by Howard, who finally won one against Nicholson that time. 5-point lead again. Brigham drives, goes in, left-handed shot, no good. And it's knocked out of bounds by Dante Allen. Gamecocks ball with 20 to shoot. Boy, Brigham having a tough day shooting, 0 for 5. They really could, Gamecocks could use his offense down the stretch.
They are smothering Kiki Tandy on all ball screens.
Brigham missed again, but draws the foul.
How about that pass to find Brigham, flashing to the middle of the key. Good delivery by Kiki Tandy.
And that is the first foul of the game on Dante Allen. So here's Marcellus Brigham, 71% free throw shooter. And maybe that'll get him going. He gets his first point of the game.
Well, sometimes just making 2 foul shots can get you started, and you're absolutely right. To your point, Mickey, he averages close to 10 points a game. The Gamecocks will need some offensive production in these last 9 minutes from Brigham.
Hilltoppers with a 3-point lead. Here comes McHenry, picked up by Ivan Reynolds. Howard with the high screen. Well, the nifty move there by McReynolds. He couldn't get the shot to McHenry, I should say. Couldn't get the shot to stay down. Here comes Jack State. Tandy trying to get it into Nicholson. On the other end, the basket counts and the foul against Tegan Moore. That was a big swing right there, Coach.
Huge swing. I'd like to see Kiki Tandy dribble the basketball over and get a better passing angle. And there's Tegan Moore. We talked about his ability to score quickly. Good, strong finish by the freshman.
So here is Moore at the line. First trip there today, a 68% free throw shooter. Chance to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play, and he does. The lead is 6 again for the Hilltoppers. Mentioned Kiki Tandy went down with a lower leg injury in the first half, and Coach, you think he's shown some signs of that affecting his liftoff ability here?
Yeah, I don't think he's getting as much lift in his jump shot. But there, to your point, Mickey, Brigham is an important offensive factor. Good to see him pull up mid-range. Nice follow through. Let's see if that's going to ignite JSU to get back in this ball game.
4 quick points for Brigham after being held scoreless. He had 14 in the win over Sam Houston on Thursday night. A lot of potential for Brigham on the offensive end. Howard could not get that shot to stay down. Here come the Gamecocks. Clark drives inside. Brigham puts it on the floor, goes all the way in. Left-handed shot, no good, but he draws a foul, and we'll head back to the line, and that'll take us to our under-8 media break. So Marcellus Brigham trying to bring the Gamecocks back. He'll be at the line when we return to the Pete. Gamecocks break huddle. Down by 4 against WKU. Marcellus Brigham will be at the line.
Marcellus Brigham against Sam Houston the other night had 14 points, 3 of 4 from the 3, and you can see he's needed to help Kiki Tandy. I'd like to see Brigham shoot the basketball with confidence, take it to the hole strong, let it go when the defender's giving you room. He's a really good basketball player.
First one rolls off the rim.
Take a look here. He's athletic. He can drive it strong and get fouled. I'd like to see him in these last 7 minutes and 44 seconds take it upon himself to be the difference maker offensively.
Pulls the Gamecocks to within 3. Under 8 to play, still plenty of time. McHenry has cooled off just a little since coming in the game after his recent break. After the red-hot start to the second half. And Tandy thought he had a foul against Newman, but instead they call a blocking foul. Newman got that arm extended. We'll see it again right there.
I didn't see it. I thought that Kiki Tandy moved his feet exceptionally well and had his arms out.
So they're headed over to the monitor to review.
Actually, that looks to me like a flagrant one. He got his left forearm in the neck of Kiki Tandy.
So that is what they're reviewing, is the left arm of Newman. And Coach, I'm with you. I saw it in real time, and the replay clearly seems to show it.
Well, Kiki Tandy gets beat up enough with legal plays. I mean, he's got 2 and 3 guys on him at all times. And if you can see here again on the replay, I think that the officials are going to overturn the initial call on Kiki Tandy.
And not sure that was anything intentional. It looked like Newman was just getting the arm up and made contact. I don't see a foul against Kiki.
That's right. Brandon Newman. Call stands.
Okay, staying with a common foul. They were reviewing to see if there was anything flagrant. Interesting. So you know they weren't reviewing anything flagrant by Kiki. So who they called the foul on, but they were reviewing for flagrant action, which had to be from the player that didn't get the foul. That was an interesting review.
Yeah, not sure if I understand.
Help me with that one.
I don't understand that, but that's why I'm a coach and not an official.
I tell you, Newman, I have been impressed with his defense today. You know, Kiki Tandy did have the injury to the lower leg, which has clearly affected him, and he's still playing, though. He's gutting it out, only 3 of 14, but you got to tip your hat to Newman. He's played very good defense against Kiki today.
Brandon Newman, a preseason Conference USA selection, and as we talked about earlier, Purdue transfer. And when you have Big Ten experience coached by Matt Painter, you're going to bring in toughness on the defensive end of the floor.
And he has been on Kiki, I think, just about every time he's been in the game with Tandy. And he's on him here.
Get the basketball into Nicholson. That's twice now. I didn't see that as well. So those are 2 huge calls. The first one on Kiki Tandy and the second one on Mason Nicholson. Said that he used his arms to wrap around to get position. But prior to that, I'd like to see Quincy Clark, when he gets the basketball in the corner, zip it into Mason Nicholson when he has that initial post position.
So the Hilltoppers with the ball in a 4-point lead. Backdoor cut, Balamba. We got a holding foul on the baseline against Brigham.
Good execution by WKU. JSU loaded their help defense, thinking that Howard was going to do a dribble handoff, and then they just did their option. The second look is when you're pressuring the dribble handoff, quickly read that and go back door. And that's good reading by Enoch Colombe. Originally from Quebec, played on the Canadian national team.
And we've got Mason Nicholson on the floor. Randy Beeson, the Jack State trainer, is coming on, as is Coach Ray Harper, to check on his player. Coach Harper is upset about something that happened in that exchange that took Nicholson to the floor. We mentioned this is a physical game. Both teams really getting after each other here in the second half. And Nicholson now will get up to at least one knee. All right, they're checking out to see on this previous sequence to see if anything flagrant occurred that resulted in Nicholson going down. Gets a hand from the crowd. You mentioned it already. He's a fan favorite. They love the effort by Mason Nicholson.
Well, we just saw the replay, Mickey, and I don't believe Nicholson did anything wrong there. Matter of fact, I didn't even see Nicholson's arm or shoulder meet the player of Western Kentucky.
Looked like he took a shot to the head. Howard and his own teammate were there beside him. Not sure if it was Howard or friendly fire, but something got Nicholson in the head. They've taken him to the locker room. Here's another look. Oh, I think it was Howard making some kind of contact from behind.
Hey, if you don't realize
There was no foul call. Jack State had possession, and they just stopped play to review it. So here we go, Gamecocks inbound. Reynolds gives it up to Tandy. Purdue, nice look inside the Mayors.
Tremendous execution. Coach Harper worked on that in practice today, teaching the guys how to make the extra pass when you're double teamed. Great basket cut by Mayors. Excellent pass by Purdue.
Gamecocks pull to within 2. Howard goes up over Mayors and just muscles it in. That was a man move there, Coach.
Yeah, big time man move. He's too good when he establishes low post position. Rodney Howard, 6'11", 250. You have to push him out of the post.
Reynolds turns the corner and drives, and a blocking foul will be whistled against McHenry. That'll be the first foul against him today. So Ivan Reynolds is 1 of 2 at the line today. He will shoot a pair here.
Take a look at the drive by Reynolds, absorbs the contact. He's had a really good game on both ends of the floor this evening.
Gamecocks miss another free throw. 8 of 12 at the line today. Reynolds gets the second. Here's the press by the Gamecocks, who trail by 3. Newman gets past Tandy. Tandy knocked it loose from behind. It's loose on the floor. Brigham hits the deck, goes down, and tried to get it to a teammate, but that was great hustle by Newman. McHenry, his runner on the baseline is good.
He's just too good off the bounce. Silky smooth, really difficult to guard. Too bad. That good hustle by JSU. Unfortunately, they did not secure that 50-50 ball.
And that was Newman that just shot out of a cannon, and Brigham was trying to get it to a teammate while he was laying on the floor. Newman, just a heads-up play. And Nicholson is back. Glad he is okay. Both coaches are really working the officials here. Coach Harper pointing at the direction of Coach Lutz with whatever he's talking about. I don't think Coach Harper likes the officials taking that much time to listen to Coach Lutz.
Well, I think Coach Harper deserves all the respect he deserves here to get a couple minutes with the officials.
Tandy misses Nicholson. Brigham battling, and it winds up with Balambe. Those 50-50 balls, Coach, just seem to be going the way of the Hilltoppers here in the second half. Huge 3 by Newman.
Timely shot, and to your point, Mickey, you're right. They're getting those 50-50 balls, and they're resulting in offensive production, and Brandon Newman showing why he's a preseason Conference USA first-team player, runner-up Indiana Mr. Basketball.
Turnover, Jack State. Balambe in the corner to Marshall. He shoots a 3, misses it, and it's out of bounds. They'll award the ball to Jack State. By the way, that 3 giving WKU their largest lead of the game at 8.
Seems like Brandon Newman plays his best basketball against JSU at 25 and 4 threes in their first time. He was a number 80 ESPN recruit out of high school, found a home at WKU. He does it all. Had 9 of 10 free throws this year versus Eastern Kentucky, 4 steals versus Florida International, 11 points last time out against La Tech. It's an 8-point lead with 4.5 to go for Western Kentucky. JSU is going to have to, I believe, change it up here on the defensive end, and and get into a little bit more full court running and jumping on the defensive end.
Ivan Reynolds has played a lot of minutes here today as he's put together 2 really good back-to-back games here on this homestand. But his team trails by 8. Getting late. They lob it into Nicholson. Pump fake, goes up and dunks it. Well, the ball comes out, but he does draw the foul. Or did he get knocked out?
Not sure about the basket. Looks like they're going to score it and one. Something that JSU does that I think as good as any team in America is their half-court execution. They were able to swing the basketball side to side. Great high-low action into Nicholson. And then how about that one-on-one up fake, one bounce, clearing the rim to his advantage, then throwing it down.
And another review coming. Officials doing a great job keeping us informed here on the court. Honestly, Coach, that ball went down past the rim part, okay? It never cleared the net, but it went past the rim. So does that count?
You know what? I'm now watching the replay. I wonder if they're going to call goal, interference.
While they sort it out, we'll take a break and come back and see if we can get an answer. Back in a moment. Okay, we just got the word. The ball has to go through the net, and it did not complete that. So the basket will not count. They've taken the 2 points off the board, but the foul against Mason Nicholson stands. So it will turn into a 2 free throw situation instead of a 1 free throw.
So sometimes, Mickey, you like the instant replays and sometimes you don't, because old school, I think the officials would have just counted the basketball. But then good officiating, they went to the monitor and saw that the basketball never went through the net.
So here's the big fella at the line for some big free throws. He's 0 for 1 at the line today. Perfect from the floor, though, 4 for 4. Mason Nicholson, 8 points and 9 rebounds, knocking on the door of his 3rd straight double-double. Another missed free throw here in the second half for the Jack State Gamecocks.
Mason Nicholson only a 50% free throw shooter. So when you get fouled, big man, and these points are critical, you've got to find a way to get it through the net.
So that one rattles in and out. The Gamecocks come up empty. What looked like a potential 3-point play results in no points on that trip. McHenry. Running clock here as we are now under 4 minutes to play in this one. Balambe drives, goes up, misses, and Reynolds got it. Quincy Clark, who's checked in the game, drives, goes in and scores. He brings that to the table here, and the Gamecocks need that on the offensive end.
Excellent drive by Quincy Clark. Even better defense by JSU. Coach Harper asking for a 5 count. And that's what it's going to take for JSU to get back in this basketball game. Down 6, you need defensive intensity and aggressive attacking offense. Stay with us. A lot of basketball left.
WKU with a 6-point lead as we get set to resume play. 3:29 left in this one.
There's plenty of time for JSU to get back in this basketball game, but they're going to have to string together multiple stops on the defensive end and then play with confidence, attack the basket. As you see Quincy Clark, when you make shots, it sure does help you to play with more energy on the defensive end of the floor. Full court press by JSU. Coach Harper not happy with the officiating. He thought it was a travel.
So they get it in the hands of McHenry. Howard way outside. Balambe now. Gamecocks trying to get a much-needed stop. Howard will go up over Brigham and miss it, get his rebound, missed a putback. Battle for the loose ball, and we're going to get a foul inside against Jack State, I think. Or no, maybe it's against the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, great physicality for JSU to secure the rebound, multiple efforts. I like what I see down there. It's a battle on the boards, fighting relentlessly. Good job by Purdue, strong, and Brigham also helping. These are critical free throws, Mickey. Not just for the sake of scoring 2 points, but also to set up that full court defense.
Juwan is 1 for 2 at the line today, 70% on the season, and he hits the first one. Gamecocks are now 10 of 16 at the line today. That foul, by the way, was on Howard. That is his third. So he and Purdue now both with 3 fouls. The only 2 in any kind of possible foul trouble, and the second free throw no good. And ahead to McHenry. And he will go in, and Purdue swats it away, but they're going to call goaltending and count the basket for McHenry, which will give him 20 points in the game.
Good throw ahead to McHenry, showing his wide receiver skills. Coach Harper is working the officials. He thinks there was a foul before that run out. A lot of physicality and physical bodying to body for rebounds.
That was about as obvious a foul as we've had today.
And still a little late on that call. I'm over here, and the officials are really late on calling those type of fouls. Coach Harper working the officials, but he just wants the same type of calls on both ends of the floor. And when Western Kentucky is bodying up his players, he's going to fight for them.
Another missed free throw here in the second half by the Gamecocks.
Critical free throw misses, and then JSU 1 of 13 from the three-point line. That's really hurt them offensively.
Howard misses, taps it back in though. Howard now 8 points in the game, a huge basket. It is a new largest lead, 9-point lead for the Hilltoppers. Purdue goes in and goes in a hurry, can't score it. Oh, it's like the basket's got a lid on it for Jack State. Good hustle there by Purdue, knocks it into his own bench. It'll be WKU ball. Cleaning up some moisture there in front of the Jack State bench. Gamecocks were 2 for 3, Coach, in the first half at the free throw line. They only got to the line 3 times, made 2 of them. They're 10 for 18 here now in the game. So they've missed a ton of free throws here in the second half. 8 of 15 here in the second half, so 7 missed free throws. They could sure use those points on the board right now. McHenry misses the shot, tapped up. Juwan Purdue got the rebound.
You got to score in a hurry. Take it to the basket if you're Tandy. Draw the foul.
And that is the kind of day it's been for Kiki Tandy. 3 of 16 shooting today for the Conference USA leading scorer. Brigham and McHenry hit the floor. Foul against Jack State. This one has been physical, and this one has been chippy.
Now take a look here. Double teaming the basketball. McHenry splits it, and yeah, it's been a physical, tough game. Give both teams credit. They're playing hard, they're playing together, and they're competing.
I think this is the third time in the second half we have had a review for possible flagrant action. I think they're reviewing what looked like a possible takedown there by Brigham of McHenry. They both clearly went to the floor at the same time. And I can read the official's mouth. It's a common foul. And we'll get the official word. Common foul. So the foul will be on Brigham. So now he has 3 fouls, he along with Jawan Purdue. And McHenry will be at the free throw line. His first trip there today. He is an excellent free throw shooter at 84%. Coach, he's been the difference. He had 4 points at halftime. He's got 17 here in the second half.
Definitely the difference for WKU and why they're up double digits. McHenry, a multiple level scorer. He's shown it this evening. He's knocking down threes, getting to the basket, using his floater.
Tandy drives, left-handed finish. Timeout, Jack State. They will have 2 remaining, as does WKU.
So let's talk some strategy, Mickey, with 1 minute and 27 seconds for JSU. Good timeout by Coach Harper, but he's going to talk to his team about full court, switch everything, try for the steal, and if you don't have a steal, quickly foul. You need the clock to be stopped to your advantage to get back in this game, and then you've got to quickly run it up the court and drive it and make 2s, and then keep doing the same thing. Quick 2s and quick fouls.
How about the momentum for WKU right now, Coach? They're looking for, they can hold on here. It'll be their 3rd straight win. They're playing some good basketball right now.
They've got some tremendous individual offensive players. They've got, of course, McHenry, who's exceptional, but also Brandon Newman, Dante Allen, Rodney Howard. They've got some basketball players who can score the ball. Here's where you need a quick foul here.
Purdue, look at the effort. Can't save it, but tremendous effort by Jawan Purdue. Timeout again by Coach Harper. That'll leave Jack State with 1 timeout.
Coach Harper is asking to review the play there. He thinks it was off WKU.
So another official review. Jawan Purdue's hustle, knocking the ball loose, and now they're over there trying to figure out who was last to touch.
I tell you what, if you're watching this basketball game, you better buy your tickets for the Conference USA tournament, because it's wide open and there's exceptional basketball throughout the conference. Take a look here.
That last little reach by Jawan, maybe.
It looks like, Jawan's fingertips were going forward as the basketball rolled out of bounds.
All right, so it's off of Jack State. So WKU will inbound the ball. So they charge Western Kentucky with a timeout. Henry foul from behind by Purdue. So McHenry just made a couple of free throws. Will be back at the line.
Well, if you're WKU, that's exactly who you want at the line. Don McHenry shooting 85% from the foul line. JSU did a good job of switching all screens. They were trying to foul anybody but McHenry.
McHenry makes the first, and Rodney Howard will come into the game for Dante Allen. And Rodney Howard has played well today also for the Hilltoppers. McHenry has been automatic here in the second half. 24 points in the game for the third leading scorer in the league. Tandy runs into Balambe, and a foul called. They're going to get Newman for the foul. And get this, Coach, that will only be the second foul against Brandon Newman, who has drawn the assignment of guarding Kiki Tandy this whole game. And he's done it with just now picking up his second foul with 1:11 to go.
Yeah, Brandon Newman's done an amazing job of playing against possibly the Player of the Year candidate in Tandy, and played him straight up, moved his feet extremely well, was in a stance, active feet, active hands, and played without fouling. Superb job defensively. Kiki Tandy, an 85% free throw shooter. Just one of those nights for Kiki Tandy. 4 for 17 and 1 for 7 from the three-point line. And a lot has to do with, as you said, the defensive pressure by WKU. They smothered him all night.
McHenry gets it ahead to Moore. Allen shoots the three from the corner, and there's your dagger. Under a minute to play, the lead is now 11. Clark pulls up, misses, tapped around. Marcellus Brigham tracks it down. And we're going to have a blocking foul on Dante Allen. That is the third foul on Allen, and that will send Marcellus Brigham to the line. Brigham hits the first. Point number 6 for Brigham. Brigham gets them both. Into Newman. And a push by Clark on Balambe. So Kalambe will head to the line. Oh for 1 at the line. 4 points on the day for Kalambe. Rattles home the first. Western Kentucky won the first meeting between these two back on January 13th by a final of 80-69, an 11-point victory. And they lead by 11 right now with 41 seconds to go. Clark steps back, shoots a three, air ball. And McHenry does the wise thing, dribbles it out and working the clock. So an 11-point margin of victory the first time, and that's what we have here as the final seconds tick off. 2-second difference in shot clock and game clock. 2.4, Jack State will inbound. Hilltoppers are going to improve to 17-7 overall, 6-4 in the league. Jack State will fall to 12-13, 4-6 in league play. And Coach, again, the story of the second half was Don McHenry.
It was a hard-fought game from both teams, but you're absolutely right. The difference maker for tonight's game, Don McHenry with 24 points. He took over the second half, and for JSU, it was just not a good shooting night. 1 for 13 from the three-point line.
And the next game for Jack State will be on February 21st as they will play host to Middle Tennessee. So, Coach, it's been fun working with you these last two games on this homestand.
It's been a great 2 games with you. Great home court, great fans, great spirit. Got to meet Randy Owen with the country rock band Alabama. It's been really fun working with you as well. And I can't say enough about Conference USA. I think it's going to be one of the most terrific, exciting tournaments in Huntsville, Alabama.
So for Coach Kevin Brown and our entire student-led crew, did a great job today bringing you all the sights and sounds from inside the Pete. I'm Mickey Shadrich saying so long from Jacksonville. There you see your final score. Western Kentucky comes inside the Pete and knocks off the Gamecocks by 11. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.